Thank you so much for coming. So today Jafaria Abbas will be presenting his first workshop on Tawheed. As you might have read in the email, the basis for any house is a strong foundation. If you don't have a strong foundation, the house won't be able to stand or collapse. So the foundation for our fiqh is Tawheed. So unfortunately, that foundation has been challenged and denied at times. So thankfully, Jafaria Abbas, who is the leader of the Islamic Education Center in Houston, Texas, has come to share his knowledge with us and clear up any conceptions and teach us better and help us create our strong foundation in this month of Ramadan. So thank you so much, Aga.
Assalamu alaikum. Alright, so inshallah today we have, let's lower this one a little bit. That's good. Assalamu alaikum. How's everything? How's Ramadan? Good. Thirsty? Hungry? One more hour. Okay? Just one more. Believe me, that's it, not more than that. Okay? So today inshallah we're going to talk about Tawheed. Oneness of Allah. Can someone say yes? Tawheed. Can anyone explain what is Tawheed? Anyone?
We can think of
Right. Right.
Complete description of
Yeah.
Allah.
So oneness, you can have oneness in two meanings. Okay. One time oneness is like one opposite to many. Right? There is only one. And most of the time that's what we think. One. Okay. That's one meaning. Wahid. Right? But then sometimes there is another meaning. Oneness means uniqueness. Uniqueness is oneness. Ahad. Right? That's one, which means it's not compound. It's not like, it's, compound. Some things they are compound, right? The humans, like I have this head, I have hands, right? Even if, like, for God forbid, I lose my hand, I am, right? So I'm compound of my body, right? Allah is not like that. Allah is not like that. So another meaning of Tawheed is uniqueness, which means basit. He is not compound. What's the opposite of compound? That just like in Arabic they call basit, right?
Yeah,
Basit. Exactly like just one. There is no compound. There is no component. Allah is that. Okay. So like, can you go back to the previous one? So like this Arabic root wahada. That's the root word for Tawheed. Let's go next. Okay. So which means Allah is, right now this one is showing only one, which means this Wahid. He's the only one. Okay. Next. Now let's see. Now when we talk about Tawheed, we have different opinion, right? Some people say, we like talk with brother Ahl Sunnah, and even like some other, our own brothers, they said, you know what, we heard from Amirul Mu'mineen, you cannot talk about Tawheed. You cannot talk about God, right? It's not possible for a human to talk about God. That's one thing. Then other people says, no. Don't talk about God. You need to know. Because Quran itself said that what you have to do tafakkur. You need to ponder. So, which one? Can we talk about Allah or we can't talk about Allah? See, on one side we have this afdalul ibadah udman at-tafakkur fi Allah wa fi qudratihi. One side Imam Sadiq said that, afdalul ibadah. Ibadah, worship. What is afdalul ibadah? That's a superlative degree. Fazl. The super ibadah. The most important ibadah, worship, is tafakkur. Pondering about fi Allah. Thinking about Allah. Wa fi qudratihi. And ibadah is that you think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about His power, about His oneness, about His, like, that He is all powerful, He is Hayyul, He's Qadir for everything. But then we also see one other thing from Amir al-Mu'mineen. That's from Nahjul Balagha. Can we go back? Amir al-Mu'mineen said, okay, here, takallamu fi khalqillah. You can talk about khalq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wala tatakallamu fillahi. Now there is a limit. You can talk about the khalq of Allah, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then you cannot talk about Allah. Okay, there is a difference, right? There is a khalq, it's a creation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can talk about creation, but you cannot talk about Allah. فَإِنَّ الْكَلَامَ فِي اللَّهِ. The reason Imam said why you cannot talk about Allah, فَإِنَّ الْكَلَامَ فِي اللَّهِ لَا يَزْدَادُ صَاحِبَهُ إِلَّا تَحَيُّرًا. That this, when you talk about Allah, you can have only tahayyur. You will be surprised. You will be like, your aql cannot reach anywhere. Okay? So that's the limit. We can talk about the creation, but we cannot talk about Allah. But which part of Allah we cannot talk about? With that we're going to discuss. Let's move forward. So what's our limit? Any idea? What's our limit? We cannot talk about Allah, but we can still talk about few things about Allah. Like, for example, anyone? Any idea? Appearance of God, how He is, right? What things we can talk about Allah? Which Quran Himself is saying, right? In Alhamd, which you are reciting at least 10 times a day, Allah is talking about these things, right? But is what? Alhamdulillah, all praises for Allah, who's what? Rahman and Rahim. So we are talking about His characteristics, right? We are talking about His characteristic, that He is kind, He's Rahman, He's Rahim. Let's move forward. So that's the limit. That's the limit. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that's my limit. You can say, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. What that mean? What that mean? Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Qul mean, O Prophet, you say. Qul huwa Allah is the one. Qul huwa Allah. That Allah is what? Ahad. Is ahad. Is unique. Unique mean He has no component. He is not compound. Allahu Samad. Let's move to the next one. What does Samad mean? Allah is describing Himself. He said, look, the characteristic of Allah is this. Allah is Ahad, number one. We can talk about this part, right? We are not talking about creation only. We are talking about Allah Himself. Allah is Ahad, which means He is unique. Ahad means there is no component. Okay? And then He is, like, otherwise in Arabic they also call it Wahid, but then that's what the Ahad mean right now. He's one. Okay, let's say one. This oneness doesn't mean this, as I said, this oneness is sometimes against many, sometimes oneness means one. That's one component. You say that, okay, how many components? It says just one. There is no component in it. It's one. Okay? Allahu Samad. What does Samad mean? Samad is something which there is no penetration in it. Samad, पाकिस्तान में कहते थे ना समद बॉन्ड, था ना? देखा आप लोग जो पुराने लोग हैं याद है, समद बॉन्ड होता था वो पानी लगा. Yes, you cannot penetrate anything. When you, अगर आप plumbing में जो है, if you put like samad bond, the water cannot penetrate. Allah has this characteristic that nothing, no one can penetrate. Penetrate means no one influence Him. No one influence. No one. Okay? Can I influence Him? Hey, we listen to all these stories, right? That this Rahib came and then he said, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he said like, okay. Prophet said, no, you cannot have son. And he says, Imam Hussein came and says, now you have two. Now 3, now 4, now 5. Is it not penetration? Okay, now we're going in a sensitive subject, right? You can have question in the middle if you want to. But that Samad is unchangeable. And then other characteristic he has, lam yalid wa lam yulad. What that mean? Lam yalid. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Lam yalid. No one. He's not son of anyone, and he did not give birth to anyone. He is not like something which is like, he is not the effect of anything, and he is not the source. Source means as a father. Like, he is not the one, he is creating. Creating means giving birth. He is not giving birth. Like, inshallah, we're going to discuss this part. After Second World War in London, there was on radio there was a debate between Bertrand Russell. You probably heard the Bertrand Russell's name, right? His English article was in Pakistan, like in the Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell, he was an atheist, and he was debating with one of the Christian priests. So Bertrand Russell says, all right, so we believe that everything what you see, like you look at this screen, who made it? This projector, who made it? Epson made it. Oh, this computer, who made it? HP. What? Dell made it, right? Who made you? My dad. My mom, right? Who made your mom? Her mom. What about her mom? Her mom, right? So Bertrand Russell says, all right, so understand, when anything which exists need to have a creator. Then he said, Mr. Priest, who created God? If this is your theory, that everything got created, then who create God? And our priest can't answer that. Right? We're going to discuss that. Do not get confusion by that. Okay? I have an answer for this. Okay? I have an answer. Okay? If you do not understand, you ask me, even I will finish this seminar. Do not take the confusion. I have an answer. Bertrand Russell was making a mistake here. Okay? And apparently, there's still that transcript is still available on the internet. The transcript between like this debate between Bertrand Russell and the priest is still available. In like, I don't know, it's 40s or 50s they have this debate. Allah clearly said that, look, I did not give birth to Jesus like some people, the Christians claim, or I'm not the someone who got created by someone, like this Bertrand Russell is saying. Then who is the father? Who's the source? What's the cause of God? Okay? Okay, again, I'm going to take this class again, but I'm very sensitive when I open up a mouth that you do not get a mistake. Let me ask you this. Not everything needs cause. Okay? I'm just giving you few information. I'm not going into that. Okay? Not everything needs cause. Let me ask you this. I'm just going to stop here because I don't want to make you confused with this knowledge which I gave you right now. Not everything needs cause. Okay? Something is built in that. Let me ask you this. The tea. If there is a tea, and I came and said, who made that tea sweet? Who made that tea sweet? I didn't do it. Come on, I don't have a diabetes. You can say I did it. Who made the tea sweet? He did it. But how did he do it? No, how can you make tea sweet? Sugar. You put the sugar in the tea and the tea is sweet. Okay, and if you don't put the sugar in the tea, what happens? It's not sweet, right? It's not sweet. And especially the Iraqi tea And the Pakistani tea, my God, it's bitter. Chai is chai. You have to put this much sugar in it, right? Right? It's good when you're walking from Najaf to Karbala. It's good in the winter, especially, but not right now. Otherwise, you can't sleep. Anyway, what makes tea sweet? In other words, what's the cause of the sweetness of tea? What's the cause? Sugar, right? Okay. What made sugar sweet? What made sugar sweet? What made sugar sweet? The nature of it. It's sweet by itself. It doesn't require a cause. It doesn't require a cause. Mr. Bertrand Russell, not everything requires a cause. Right? Not everything requires a cause. You did wudu? Right? Well, right now it's dry. But previously your face was dry. What made your face dry? Water, right? You did wudu by water or by sand? Water, right? Your hand is dry. What made your? What's the cause of this wetness? What's the cause of this wetness? Water. What made water wet? What's the cause of the wetness of water? What's the cause? Who made this wet? Your dad came in and said, who made water wet? I went to the bathroom and I'm all wet now. What is that? What kind of water is this? He says, Dad, that's water. Come on. That's water. Right? Not everything requires a cause. Okay? We're going to discuss that. Okay? Just to prove that, okay, Bertrand Russell was wrong. Not everything requires a cause. So he cannot say that, look, God, since God exists, he definitely needs to require a cause. No, that's wrong. We will discuss if we get a chance, because it's a philosophy discussion. That not everything requires a cause, and there is a criteria which require a cause. Okay, there is a criteria. What's the criteria? How someone, what caused something to having a cause? Anyway, Allah is the one who's Samad. And then وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And this is where he says that. Look, some people think Allah is this way, some people think Allah is this way. No. Allah is something, nothing is comparable. Nothing. Nor has anything is not equal. It's equal is not a really good definition. Nothing like him. Nothing like him. Nothing like him. Question. Any questions so far? Yes.
So when you explain sweetness and wetness, those are all effects of an existence, or sugar already exists.
Yeah.
So when I don't see how that can apply to God, which is an existence.
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. But I'm not talking about here existence. I'm talking about the sweetness. Okay, this necessity relationship is with the sweetness, right? For the sweetness and this sugar, sweetness and sugar, that relationship is necessary in the relationship, which is they are part of it, right? They cannot be separated, right? Which means that sweetness can never be separated from sugar. As a sweetness, I'm not talking about the existence of the sugar. If I will say sugar exists, then you can ask who created it, right? Who created it? I'm not talking about the existence right now. Over there, yes, we're going to talk about the existence, right? But then, my point is this. Look, sometimes something with relation to that doesn't require a cause. But cause, in order to require something, require a cause, need to have a criteria. We need to discuss that criteria. Again, it's a deep discussion. I can discuss with you later on. But then if you have, is that understandable right now? Look, right now what I'm talking about this subject and object. This object and subject has a relationship. Sometimes that relationship doesn't require a cause. Okay? Like for sugar, you say this is a statement, sugar is sweet. Sugar is sweet. Subject is sugar. The sweetness is object. This object and relation with the subject doesn't require a cause. Okay? It says the sweetness, the sugar by itself is sweet. Its existence is basically based on sweetness. Because if you have a white powder and it's not sweet, no one will call it sugar. No one will call it sugar. Okay? Our definition of the sugar is that it needs to be sweet. Our definition of the water is that it needs to be wet. Okay? Because if something is not wet, can I provide you the dry water? No. Okay? With oil and this lubrication, it's part of it. The oil has part of this lubrication. Any other? Got it? Existence, it's a long discussion. Okay? I'm going to discuss that later if I will get a chance. Yes. Any other questions so far? So we are talking about Tawheed. Tawheed, so far we talk about that Allah, it's oneness. Okay? Oneness. Only one. Only one. And only this is the boundary. You can go up to here, that's our limit. Next. So what's Masumeen position in this universe? What's Masumeen? Allah is Lord. Allah is the creator. But then where does Masumeen stand here in this whole picture? I'm talking about Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussain, Hazrat Fatima, all these people. Where does they stand here? Nowhere. Somewhere? Yes.
They're kind of like deputies.
They're the deputies. In what sense?
Well, Allah is kind of like he's giving the message, but then the Muslimin are kind of like the spreaders of that message.
What about creation? Like let's say deputy. For example, like look me. Like this is a factory, and I'm an engineer, right? I'm making this product, this iPhone, and here's my deputy. I'm on vacation, and this guy came and started making the product. Is that what the deputy mean? If that's what the deputy mean, then it's like a partnership, right? They also have some power. They can go create. They can go create. They can go connect something. Is that possible or not? Is that possible or not? Is that possible or not? Be frank. No shyness. It's not possible. Really? What about that? What about that Ghulam? He did something. I'm not going to because we have less time. He's stealing, and he came in front of Imam. Imam is silent, and he said, "Imam, I stole." Imam said, "Go away." Imam was, "Go away. I'm busy." "No, Imam, I stole." Imam was pushing him. Again, I'm not going to go in the complete detail. If I will in his speech, if I will get a time. Imam was forced in the end to cut his fingers. Imam cut his finger. Now, this guy, he hold his finger. You know, in Islam, if that someone acknowledge 4 times, again, let me stop the misunderstanding. The young people say, Islam is so horrible. These Western guys, they're right. My God, look at those punishments. No, Baba, that's not the case. That's an extreme. Okay? That's why Imam was saying, go away. I have nothing to do with you. But someone keep asking and acknowledging and saying, I did that. And there are so many other conditions, like he is not hungry, he is not poor, he is not this and that and that. Then the punishment will come, and because of that punishment, there is no stealing in the society. Okay? Need to understand that part. Right? Because the same societies, the Western society, they said, oh, so horrible, right? Someone will smuggle drug and they said, hang him. Hey, you were so kind and nice, why you're hanging them? No, this drug is really dangerous for the society, okay? So they do the same thing, okay? This is just a doubt. Parenthesis, open and close. So Imam what he did, this guy, he hold his fingers, he's walking and he's saying, wow, my Mawla is like, I love him, he's such a nice Mawla. Ibn Kawwa, one of the munafiq, he was walking by. And he was munafiq. He says, oh my God, are you crazy or what? He says, what you mean? Hey, Ali cut your finger, you're praising Ali. You're praising Ali. Are you crazy? Don't you have a pain? I said, oh my, it's pain. And the blood is dripping from his hand. Blood is dripping, right? And in one hand he was holding those fingers. Someone came to Imam Ali and says, Imam, that Shia of yours is praising you. Imam sent Imam Hassan. Go call him back. He brought this person back. Imam took his finger, put over here, put a cloth on it. He prayed, and that's it. Removed the cloth. Boom! Magic. What was that? What was that? What kind of a dipties are they? What are this? What is this? Is that a true story? The Prophet told by it's a true story. Oh my God! Now there are two Allahs. Is that what it is?
No.
Is that Imam Ali is just changing the face? Like, you know, sometimes the kings, old days, they have to disguise and come into the people and says, hey, I'm the king. They hide themselves as a king. Ali is coming down here and says, hey, I'm the Lord and I'm here. I just want to test. Is that what it is? Then what it is? What is it?
The Masameen are different than you and I. Like, their creation was created from different. Like, they weren't made. You and I were made from clay.
Are they Allah? Are they
They're
Lord?
not Allah, but they're a part of Allah, a piece from Allah that you
Okay.
and I weren't given that piece.
Really? Let's go next time. Next time. So one thing for very clear, okay? For everyone need to understand. It's an ayah of Quran. Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara. What does fuqara mean? Fakir is not the one who is a poor, that poor guy doesn't have any money. That's what our fakir definition is, right? No. Anyone, any need, like for example, I'm a needy. How? I need this oxygen. I need this oxygen, right? If this oxygen is gone, I'm dead. I'm needy. I'm needy of oxygen, right? Allah is saying to everyone, including prophets, Imam Ali, Imam Hussein, everyone, Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara ilallah. All of you, without any exception, all of you stands in needs of Allah. Wallahu huwal ghaniyul hamid. Allah is the only one who's ghani and hamid. He's ghani. He's all sufficient on all hamid. Next. And then, not only that, you know, we condemn Wahhabis, right? But they do have one solid ground. There are so many ayat in Quran. So many ayat in Quran is talking about shirk. Then all the time what they talk, what's their main topic? Shirk, right? Partnership. There are hundreds, if not thousands, ayat in Quran which says the shirk, this partnership, associating with Allah is gunah adim. Like, وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانَ لِإِبْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ. Hazrat Luqman is talking with his son. He's giving him advice. Ya bunayya, oh my son, la tushrik billah. Do not make partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna shirka li dhulmin adim. This shirk is a dhulm adim. It's a great injustice. And there are so many riwayat we have from Masumeen that if someone will commit a shirk, he's not going to be forgiven. Shirk is such a bad thing. That's one side of the story, right? Wahhabi, what they do, they take this side of the story because we do not understand. Some of our Shias, they take another type of the story. They go somewhere far, they says Ali Allah, Ali that, Imam Prophet that, this and that, and they spend all of their energy in this one, right? This side take all this story of that shirk, everything. You just touch the zari, you touch something, you say something, it's shirk. Where is the middle ground? Where is the reality? Please go to the next one. And then we have ziyarat, and some of them are authentic riwayat. Like, for example, this Ziyarat Jami Kabir. By the way, Ziyarat Jami Kabir is the most authentic riwayat. It came from Imam Hadi alayhi. Imam Hadi himself taught this riwayat to all the people. And if they call it Manshure Imamat, that's the Imamat which basically explain about the Imamat. In Imam, here, we are, as a people, we are talking to Imams, Bikum Fatahallah. With you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begin the creation. With you. وَبِكُمْ يَخْتَمْ. With you is going to finish. وَبِكُمْ يُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ. With you, O Aimma, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send the rain. وَبِكُمْ يُمْسِكُنْ سَمَا أَنْ تَقَعَ الْأَرْضِ. With you, because of you, where these skies are there. The skies are there. Bekum yunfisul ham. You know, these griefs, there are two kinds, ham and gham. Because of you, all these atrocities and everything get removed. And again, it's bekum. Oh my God. What should we do? Let's go next one. What's going on? One side you're saying shirk is so bad. And on other side, you're saying, with you we are sending rain. With you we are creating. With you. Is Allah dependent? Allah said, Allah has to send the rain. Allah has to put the sun over there. Allah has to create. Allah has to do everything. Bekum. Who are these bekum? Aimma alayhi salam. Masumin alayhi salam. Bekum. What's the answer? Now yeah. What's the answer? What's going on? We take the first one, becoming Wahhabi, or the second one, and become Ali Allahi. What should we do? What should we do? Yes? What should we do? Wasat? Okay, what's the wasat? Alright, let's get agree, okay? We'll say like, okay, few things they do and rest of them they don't. Is that wasat? What is wasat? What is that middle ground? Let's move on. Now, is that the wasat? Imam Raza alayhi salam, he's coming from Medina towards Khurasan. Mamun Abbasi, he forced Imam to move from Medina to Khurasan, Marv. That Marv, the name is now what? Mashhad, right? Marv was the name of the city, and now it's Mashhad by Maf'al, the place of Shahada, right? The place of Shahada, right? It's the place of the ziyarah of Imam. That's why now it's Mashhad. His Mashhad name is because of Imam. Previously his name was Marv, right? Imam is coming towards Marv. And right there, before Marv, about 100 kilometer, there is a city called Nijapur, right? Nijapur. And there in Nijapur, there are thousands of the scholars. That city at that time was like the Vatican of knowledge, that city. Imam is coming, Imam is riding on the camel. On the camel, he's sitting in that hood. And then all these guys stood up. They came in hundreds with a pen and a paper and says, Yabna Rasulullah. Yabna Rasulullah. Please recite one hadith from your Jad, from Rasulullah. And here Imam opened up that curtain and he said that, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah hisni. فَمَنْ دَخَلَ مِنْ حِسْنِ. He said this La ilaha illallah. What is La ilaha illallah? What is La ilaha illallah? Hamid Tawheed. What is La ilaha illallah? What is the meaning of La ilaha illallah? Anyone? La ilaha, la mean not. Ilah, there is no Lord. Illallah, except Allah. There is no Lord except Allah. There is no Lord except Allah. What that mean? Tawheed. Okay? Imam said, Tawheed is my... Allah said, again, the way Imam said, I listened that from my father, Imam Musa Kazim. He listened that from his father, Imam Jafar Sadiq. He listened that from his father, Imam Muhammad Baqir. This hadith is called Silsila Dhahab, the golden chain. This is the best chain in hadith, which is all of them are masoom. One masoom heard from other to Prophet heard from Jibreel heard from Allah, and Allah is saying this word, La ilaha illallah, hisni, that La ilaha illallah, this kalma tawheed is my fortress. Whoever will enter in this fortress is saved from my adab. Who is outside this, who is going to do shirk, he is not saved from my adab. Who is getting saved from my adab? The one who is believing in Tawheed. Imam said that. People wrote that. Imam's camel is moving. At one point, Imam stopped the camel and opened that again. And he says, Wa ana min shurutiha. And I am that condition. I am that condition of that fortress. Without me, you cannot be saved. Without imamat, you cannot be saved. Okay, next. What that mean? We are talking about Tawheed, you talk about this Hadith, how it's related. We are talking about two things. One side, Allah said, this is Tawheed. On other side, we see something else. And you, by the way, you heard that. You said, okay, no. So Imam was using some sort of ointment maybe, and that's why he fixed the finger, right? What about Imam Ali Naqi? He was sitting, Mutawakkil, he was the most cruel person, Mutawakkil. He invited Imam. He said, Imam, come. And Imam has, all the Aima, they have this jaw and this haibat and ilmi and all. They were like scared from Imam because they knew their position. So Imam came and they were sitting on this table of the food, and Mutawakkil asked this Hindu magician was there that you make fun of Imam. Make fun of Imam. And then, again, true story again. Okay, you heard that story? Yes? Alright. Well, today I'm going to give you lots of stories. And you're not doing salawat, huh? So the magician, he was sitting, and Imam was sitting. Imam raised his hand towards the bread, and their magician, what he did something, the bread moved. And Imam's hand was like that, right? Imam pulled the hand back. On the wall, on like this wall, there was a picture of a lion. Imam pointed out they were towards that lion and said, that lion became a real lion. Oh my God, now he's going to tell me the story, right? No, that's the truth. Came out, became the real lion, ate this guy, and went back and became a picture. And Mutawakkil is standing and shrimping. He said, Imam, please forgive. Please bring him back. Please bring him back. Imam said, if the stick of Moses has given back those ropes, then this lion can also give. Imam, okay, over there were fingers, right? There may be some ointment. Imam knew some medicine, maybe, right? Maybe he was a doctor. No, here Imam is creating something from picture. Oh my God, Imam, is he Allah? Oh my God, again, I'm shaky. My Imam is shaky again. What is the truth? See, that's what confuse people. It's not that they don't have, the other people, they don't have anything. They have something in the books. It's in the books. Look. So what's the reality? What's the reality? Any question? What's the reality? What's going on? Okay, today let's make the difference between shirk and other. Okay? Now these guys, they want to lift a table. They're lifting a table, right? What they're doing? Lifting a table, right? You sure, right? Okay. They partner, right? Right? And they're independent from each other, right? Okay, let's go to the next picture. And this guy is lifting this weight. This guy is lifting this weight. Now, question here, who's lifting the weight? This chain or this motor? There's a motor there. Or this switch? Or this person? Who is lifting the weight? Who is lifting the weight? Who is lifting the weight? Person? Really? Okay. Let me remove the chain. Person, go lift the weight. Who is lifting the weight? Chain? Okay, let me remove that person. You lift. What about that motor up there? Motor is running, right? You know that. Motor running, and because of that running, it's basically lifting something, right? Motor is lifting the weight? Okay. Motor is there. Let's remove the person. Or let's remove the switch. Let's remove the electricity. Well, no, electricity is lifting the weight. Okay, let's remove the person. Who is doing it? Who is doing it? It's combined. All of them. Okay, you go back to the previous picture. All right. Who is lifting the table? Both of them. Okay. Are they dependent on each other? They're not, right? So this is a dipty. Okay? If you're gonna leave and says, hey, can you call my dipty? He will help you to lift the table. Another guy will come and say, all right, sure, Dad, here, lifting the weight. Or maybe this guy will just says, all right, let me hold it from both sides, right? Okay, fine. What happened with my bag, that's a separate story. But right now, we'll lift the weight. This is partnership. Let's go back to the next picture. That's not partnership. Okay, let me ask you. If I have a marker in my hand, and I'm writing here, just imagine, there is no whiteboard, so just imagine, right? The human, they have this quality to imagine, right? I cannot say this to the cat, hey cat, go imagine. Cat can't, right? Human can't, right? So I just go and write this word. Let's say, just imagine I wrote A. Who wrote that A? Me? Okay, what about if I drop the marker? Alright, his marker is writing them A? No. Okay, what about if I stop my hand? Marker is there. You stop my hand. My hand? Okay, my hand is there, I'm sleeping. That's what I do, I'm sorry. So, my hand is there, marker is there. My willpower is not there. Who is writing the A? All of us. But what's the relationship between us? But who is the real force behind it? Me.
Your nafs are spirited behind it. And in this picture, everything is dependent on that person.
Right.
And he is independent of them.
Right.
That's the same thing in Allah.
So here, now you understand. Okay? Now you understand. There are two relationships. There are two kind of a relationship in this world. One relationship is independent from other. That's shirk. That's a partnership. Right? Where there is no relation. One thing is not dependent on other. Right? That's called partnership. That's called partnership. And that is called shirk. But no, one thing is an effect of other. One thing is dependent on other. Like for example, this chain itself is nothing. Itself is nothing. This motor itself is nothing. This switch itself is nothing. It's depending on this person's willpower, right? And again, this person, when he is doing willpower, who is helping him? Who is helping him? Who is helping him? So in this universe, there sometimes things happen where one thing is effect of other is effect of other. But there is one ultimate cause. That ultimate cause is one. That ultimate cause is one. Okay? Who's giving you heat? From where you get the light on this earth? From sun. Who gave this power to sun? Allah. He's giving it continuously. It's not that Allah gave that sun power. Okay, you got it? You got the power? Okay, I'm sleeping. Okay? No, that's not the case. Allah is not sleeping. Allah is simultaneously giving that light through sun. Okay? Like I'm moving this hand. It's not that Allah said, alright, Sheikh, I created you, now you're free, you can move your hand. No. Who said that? Allah is with me all the time. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. He is with you wherever you are. I cannot speak a word without Him. I'm moving this hand is because of Him. Okay, not my soul. Yes, my soul is there. My soul may be like that electric current, but the real mover is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please recite aloud. So in this universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does several things through means. Like for example, He likes to give light to this earth. He gives it through sun, through wind, through seeds, through other things. But He is the authority. He is the one. If Imam is doing something, if Moses is doing something, if you can say, someone says, well, this is a fake story. You says, look, what did Moses do? He says, oh, that was based on Allah. It's also based on Allah. Okay? When Jesus, He was giving life to a dead person, He was giving with what? With His own power? No. Based on Allah. Allah was giving Him the authority to give life to this dead person. Give eyesight to a blind person. But everything, there is only one cause, absolutely. Go back to that slide of ayah. Antumul fuqara. Antumul fuqara. Antumul fuqara. One more back. Ya ayyuhan nas. Antumul fuqara. All of you are faqir. All of you are needy. That's why Imam Ali cannot say that I am the Lord. No. No. He is not the Lord. Yes, He has that. You know why? I'm going to discuss this in Wilayat. Okay? In my speeches for the Wilayat, I'm going to discuss about that. What's the need of the Wilayat in this world? What's the need of this kind of a character in this world? Okay? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided that need to have Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussain. Why? What was the need? There is a need. It's not a random decision. Okay, it's an intelligent decision because Allah is Hakim. And the design He made, it's the best design. Okay, I'm going to explain that in those 3 shabs, inshallah. But wilayat, we are talking about the real meaning of wilayat. How? What's the need? Why Allah? Why did you need that? Why? That you have to go through this process. There I'm going to explain, inshallah. If you have any question, inshallah, I'm ready. I know there's too much information. Go ahead. Any question? Any objection? Any objection? Is it clear? What's the difference? See, the shirk is this. Okay, the partnership is this. That one is not dependent of other. One has its own free will. No. No. And in this other case, everything is in chain. One thing is dependent on other. Other is dependent on this. Other is dependent on this. Other is dependent on this, and this one is false. Like for example, I'm writing this A. This marker is dependent on my hand. My hand is dependent on my intention. My intention is dependent on my nafs. My nafs is dependent on Allah. Everything is moving towards Allah. Okay, everything. That's why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala disconnect the soul from the body, the same hand is sitting over there, it cannot move itself, right? We cannot even move this eye, like I cannot move my tongue without His permission. I cannot. He is the ultimate reality. He is the only reality. And again, it's like that. I can give you more examples because I don't think so I'll be able to. I will not have a time to go discuss about that which I was talking about earlier. Let's say this, look at this. I'm speaking, okay? I'm creating something, okay? I'm speaking. This word of mine, it's my creation or not? Right? It's my creation, right? I'm creating it. As soon as I'm silent, that's diminished, right? Finish. I'm not talking about that word is going in your mouth, in your ear, right? I'm not talking about that. No. As soon as I'm silent for a second, my thought finish. I'm talking. I start my talking again and start creating. Right? This is my product. Right? Is it dependent? It's dependent on me. It's not independent. We are not independent. None of us are independent. Let me give you one other example. Right? Let me give you this example. Okay, this example is very neat, so you can understand everything today. Okay, all of you. That's a uniqueness with human. You can create an image in your mind. Yes, you can. Right? You can create something in your mind. Right? All of you, please right now create a horse in your mind. Did you create that horse? Right? Right? You created the horse, right? You're the creator. Congratulations, you're the creator. You're the creator. You created the horse. Horse you created. Okay. Now, start talking to me, or move your attention. Where does that horse go? Diminish. No, I'm going to create it again. No, that's the second horse. The first one is gone. Right? How much dependent this horse is on you? Everything. This whole universe is like, okay, do not make a confusion. We are not in Allah's mind, okay? I'm just giving you an example. I'm just showing you a relationship. The real cause, okay? The real cause is like that. The real cause is like that. The real cause is like that. Its real cause is all the time with the effect. All the time with the effect. Like for example, I'm giving you this example. I'm the real cause for this speech. As soon as I'm stopped, this speech is stopped. That's it. As soon as I stop my intention, that horse diminish, immediately gone. It's totally dependent on my being. So, and again, let me ask you this. Interview with Mr. Horse. Mr. Horse, who's your creator? Oh, this Maulana is my creator. Can you describe how your creator is? Can horse describe me? Anytime? Is it possible that horse can describe me? Is it possible the word can describe me? In order to describe what he has to do, he has to come out from my mind. Can he come out from my mind?
No, it can't.
Because he has to stand here, look at me, right? Look at me and they say, ah, I know you. Hey, my creator. But he cannot come out from my mind. Why? Because he is dependent on me. So remember, a real creation can never describe its creator. That's it. A real creation cannot. I know that maybe some of you, if I'm making confused, please approach me. Do not make any wrong assumption. Okay? Allah is not like that. We are not in Allah's mind. Okay? I'm just giving you an example for the real cause and effect. The real cause is always, and real cause is one all the time. And Allah is infinite. Okay? I give you another example that you cannot comprehend. That's why Amirul Mu'mineen said, if you start thinking about Allah, your mind will be astonished. You cannot think. You can be in tahayyur. You cannot imagine Allah. You cannot even imagine Allah. If you're imagining Allah in Nahjul Balagha, the first khutbah, Imam Amirul Mu'mineen said, if you imagine Allah, that's your own creation. It's not Allah. You have ihata on it, on Allah. You cannot have ihata on your creator. You cannot. You cannot. You're setting up boundaries for Allah. Allah is unlimited. Let me ask you this. To make a simple. Look. How do you define something when you see the limit, right? For example, if I put like a white paper over here, right? White paper over here. And that white paper is going all the way to the x on infinity. On y-axis is going to infinity. You're not seeing the borders of it, right? You're just looking this whiteness. All you're looking in front of your whiteness, right? What about if it goes on z-axis? From you. Everywhere is infinity. Oh! I cannot even see that thing anymore. I cannot even see anything. Can I see anything? If it's infinity on every direction, if infinity is every direction, I cannot even see anything. Alright, where is time? Does time exist or not? Time exist? Time exists? Let's watch. Where is time? Let's watch. Does time exist? Can you show me the time? Can you show me time? No, again, that's the time. That's the watch. I'm not talking about that digital time. I'm talking about that time. Okay, we are living in a time. We are living in a time, right? Where is that time? Yeah. This year, where is it? Show me. Over there is a carpet, and then you. What's your name? Raza is over there. Raza's pants over there. Raza's hands over there. Where is time? Where is time? Where is time? Time is not like here. Time. Where is time? Where is place? Where is place? You say this. Oh no, this is not a place. This is like. See, even this concept, time and place, you cannot define. You cannot define. You cannot define. You cannot define as such like that. Okay, this is like a wall, and there is a time. Mr. Time, how are you? No, because time is with everyone. Okay, when something is with everyone, you cannot define. Right? This can you define time? Honestly, think about it. Did you ever think? Can we see time? Hey, Mr. Time, where is the time? What's the shape of time? How times look like what? Yes.
But it has a mathematical.
What?
It has like a mathematical. It's like I'm learning about this in physics, like with Einstein in like a fourth dimension of the universe.
Yeah. Then see, which is like everything. The fourth dimension is the time, right? The fourth dimension. But where is that time? Where is the time? When you look for the overall picture, you say, "Oh, you know, this whole universe is one specific time." But you cannot show me the time. You can just say this is the time. When something is with everything, it's very hard to comprehend. It's very hard to see. Okay? I know I gave you lots of information. Please, I'm here for next 14 days, 15 days, whatever. You can approach me. Do not have a confusion in your mind. If anything is bothering you, just imagining something else. If you're thinking maybe you're in the mind of Allah, no, you're not. Okay? Yes.
Yes, Mohan. We just have a couple of minutes, but if you can please comment on something one of the brothers here alluded to. The way I understand that chain of thought is that when we were young and we would ask about Allah, our moms would say, "Oh, Allah is a nur," and so the chain of thought goes that okay, if the aima are part of that nur, then they are part of Allah, and in that sense they can possibly have the attributes of Allah. So that's what my understanding that chain of thought is. I want to make sure that you comment on that so that our minds are clarified about that.
Yeah, they resembles Allah with Noor, but really not that Noor which we think is a Noor. Okay, Noor means this matter. Noor is matter also, right? Allah is non-material. Allah is non-material. Oh my God, no, non-material. Your soul is also non-material. Where is your soul? Where is the soul? It's in here, in this body. No, it's not. Non-material cannot occupy it in a material thing. Non-material doesn't require space. Non-material thing doesn't require time. Now, as far as Noor, this is like a resemblance, right? So people can understand. Allah is Noorus Samawati wal Arz, which means like Noor of Samawat al Arz, this Noor gives the life to everything. Allah is that kind of a life which gives Samawat and Arz, right? And then Aima alayhi salam from that Noor means from him. From him. They are the creation of Allah. Okay? Yes, like someone earlier mentioned, they have, again, I'm going to discuss this further later on. But then we, human, we have this characteristic that if we refined ourselves, that's the purpose of the religion. Religion is not something like, okay, you go pray, because we think religion is a punishment. A religion is there to pray 2 rakat salat. Why I'm praying 2 rakat? Because Allah likes that. Why Allah likes that? Well, Allah likes me in the standing like that. Allah, don't you like me scratching myself? Okay. Allah, don't you like me do this? Allah says, I love you. Even like you're scratching like yourself. What about I'm moving that? Allah still loves me, right? Then why are you asking me? Is it a punishment? Is it a punishment? Oh, I'm here standing there. What about that? Allah is not a human. He says, all right, bend. You know, old days, you guys are okay, honestly, you guys are old days in Pakistan, when we didn't do a homework, they used to make us murga. Oh, just murga. You cannot even imagine. That posture, you have to go like that and hold your ear by taking a hand from underneath. Yes, question on the back side.
Unto what point we have our free will and does he intervene in us to make choices that change the way we make choices in certain points? Like,
Yes.
does he make us good or bad?
Please hold that question. It's a long answer. I'm going to give you this. Okay? The next conversation. Okay? Please remind me. It's a very good answer. Question. I'm going to answer that, inshallah. Okay? If I will go in there, that's a whole new territory. Okay? We're going to talk about that. We can talk about that, the free will, how much free we have, how much free will we have, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like for example, all right, Shimr is cutting the head of Imam Hussain. Who's cutting? Shimr or Allah? Who's cutting? I just told you. Yes, Shiva is cutting, but Allah is also cutting. Oh no, oh Allah, you killed him himself by yourself. No, that's a separate, that's going to cover by that, okay? That's going to cover by that. Just hold that. Ask me that question, okay? Remember.
Also sometimes like this kind of impression is being given, or someone like some speaker or something, they try to give this kind of impression that like they say that God, Allah can give his part or something to human being, like some I remember one time someone came here and he read something like that, that human beings are being given Allahul Nafaqur Ruhi. Allah gave his Ruhi, but they don't say the next step that what Allah described, Ruh, like Ruh, I mean Rabbi Amri, like
right.
So like they are intentionally, deliberately like trying to create that kind of concept like that the human beings are part of Allah. Like Allah gave something from Himself to create human being.
Right. Let me explain the question first. He's saying that some ulama, again, it's an understanding issue. Okay, not everyone understands these issues with delicate. Okay, it's a delicate issue. There is an ayah in Quran where Allah Subhanahu wa Taala mentioned, وَإِذَا سَوَيْتَهُ فَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. It's talking about the creation of Adam. When I created the body of Adam, then what I did, I breathed in my soul. That's the wording of Quran. I breathed in my soul. Okay, this ruhi is my soul. Okay, that's the ayah. Now, on the other side, you said, "Ar-ruhu amre rabbi," right? He's my amr. Okay, and then the thing that they miscommunicate this way, that Allah gave His soul. Okay, what did I say about Tawheed? That Allah is not compound, right? Compound things can give something. Okay, I have something. I'm compound. Can I give my amamas to someone? I can give my amama because I'm not oneness, right? Can I even donate my blood because blood I'm compound with the blood, right? I can donate my blood, right? I can donate my limbs, right? Because I'm a compound person. But someone who's not compound, he cannot give anything, right? So here, nafakhtu min ruhi, here is a different meaning. Okay? Here's a different meaning. Allah is unique. Allah cannot give anything. Allah, the nafakhtu min ruhi mean here is that I gave my attributes to you. Okay? And I'm going to discuss this. Remember that, inshallah, the second majlis of this one, where I'm going to discuss why you call Amirul Mu'min Wajhullah. Is it a joke? Why you call Amirul Mu'min Ainullah? But you know what's the Ainullah mean? Guys, you know Ainullah mean? Eyes of Allah. Wajhullah mean the face of Allah. Why? Is it like we are making a joke? Or is it reality? Is that a reality? Or like we call Imam Hussain Tharullah, the blood of Allah. Is that true or wrong? Oh, shirk. Is that true or something else? No. We're going to discuss that. Okay? So, attributes. Those are attributes, not things. Like it's like this. In a simple word, I can give you this example. Can I make this statement? For example, I'm an apple tree. This seed over there. Can apple tree claim my seed? Can apple tree claim that? He can. Come on. My mean doesn't mean ownership here. He said, look, this is an apple seed. What that mean? From this seed can make an apple tree, right? Right? See, one time when you say Ruhi, my soul, which means I'm the owner of the soul. That's Ruhi, one time, right? One time you associate something. Okay, like apple tree is raising his hand and says, apple seed, which means my seed, but that means my attributes. Okay, my attributes, right? Christians, you talk about that when you talk to them. When you study all these religions, they have something common, right? They have this thing that Allah made humans in His reflection, right? That's what they do. This Ruhi, that reflection. Okay, please. Another question. I know for sure that I may have confused some of you, okay? Any one of you get confused, responsibility burden on your shoulder, come to me. I'm here, okay? Or you ask the question. Be bold, okay? Be bold. Yes. Especially the latecomers, okay? Because you're discussing this with every step by step. You ask me. Yes.
My question is that, as you mentioned, Allah is the creator of everything in this world.
Yeah.
Basically, whole universe, right? He even created our imams, our
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
So we can say, in other words, he birth everything. He gives birth to everything in this world.
Okay. Again, in debate or in anything, anytime you use a word, you need to ask, what do you mean by that word? Okay? What do you mean by word? Because the confusion happened by the word. Right? Like for example, if I ask you, is Islam for freedom or not? Is Islam pro freedom or not? That you're saying. Other people say no, Islam is not. So we need to define the meaning of the definition of freedom. Okay? Because maybe in one person's opinion, freedom is be naked right? Be free, right? And do whatever he wants to do. The other person says, no, 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 freedom, that doesn't mean freedom, right? So now that's why you need to explain me what's birth mean. Because if you make birth, the people's mind mean the birth has a different concept. Okay? You cannot just say birth. That's why, because we have to be very careful with the words. Because these words which create the confusion, right? Like the Ruhi, it created the confusion. That maybe he is giving some part of, because he's saying my soul. That person who's not understanding that Ruhi mean, okay? The birth, you need to be careful. You can say that, but then you have to explain the birth. Because the people will think like the Jesus is the son of God. Why can't I be son of God then? Right? He didn't even create Jesus, he also created the whole universe, right? So everyone is a son of God. If that's the case, then there's no problem. We says, alright, we also believe from today we are Christian too. Okay? From today we announce we are Christian. Jesus was son of God and we are also son of God. Mr. Ali is a son of God. Mr. Jafar is son of God. Everyone is son of God. Because now with son of God, son means creator. The creation. Okay? That's it. We don't have any problem with that. But you need to be careful about the definition. Yes? Come on. That rosa was not that long. Yes?
One question I have is it a complete form of shirk to believe that when a person is sick goes to a doctor cures that person? Or if I drink the water, I believe the water is the one which quenches my thirst. It's not Allah behind everything. Allah is what Allah is what.
Yeah. So it's your belief. Okay? That's why we need to increase the knowledge. Increase our knowledge. Because if someone is believing that Abrar Sahib is giving all this shifa, and I start worshipping him, or denying, no, he is not giving any shifa, that's two different things, right? No, Allah is giving shifa through him. Okay? Allah said to Moses, Moses was sick, and Moses was saying, oh Allah, give me shifa. Allah says, go to the doctor. By the way, I'm a consultant from today. Go to the doctor. My commission is right. So yeah, Moses said, Allah said, look, I put this through mechanism, right? I'm giving you shifa, but through these medicines, different things. Time is over? Yeah. All right. 1 minute? All right, so let's go prepare for inshallah salah. Please recite aloud salah. My request is there. You can ask me any question, anything, no matter how dangerous that question is. Okay?
Pretty sure it is. Right?
Mahmoud?
No, because it's like
Who was announced?
Yeah, like 12 is I started at like
no, it's like